Well, the design you see here is for the rear of a dwelling, which is off to the right-hand side. There's a deck attached to the dwelling and a path running down through here into what would be an outdoor entertaining area, then steps down into another raised area containing raised garden beds. All of the symbols in the design have been attached to a plant database file, our standard gCAD one, and you can see that down in the status line here. And whenever you select a symbol, this is Acer palmatum, so the Japanese maple running clear through there. If we pick this one, that's English lavender's been planted through there, and this little one here is a brachycone multifeeder. So all of the symbols in this design have been tagged to the plant database file, which is attached to the drawing itself. And you can see that although there's some 20 or so species used in this design, the database file has some 400 or 500 species to choose from. If I zoom out a little, you can see that there are some details for planter details and so on, and these have been placed on different layout sheets. So if we go to the plan, there's the overall plan. Here are some of the details. The paving detail, here the planter detail and the step detail are all shown. And this designer has included some images from her plant database library, a photo library of species that are being used in the design, and they are placed on sheets. Now, we might want to take the information that's in the plant schedule and export it to our plant database application SppDb, and for that we'll say extract the current plant schedule, and we do that, and then I'll put it in the desktop. We'll call it test and replace the existing one. Now we'll swing to our plant database application species database, or SppDb, and we'll import that CSV file. As you saw then, we could open it up in Excel, but now we're going to import it into species database. So I'll swing to it now. Well, I have species database open now. I'm sitting at record 151 of 298. And I'm sure if you've been using SppDb, you would have populated it with the species you're familiar with. Notice that we have a code here, and you might have noticed when we were in the gCADPlus design that each species had a code from the plant database. So you need a matching code here and one that matches one that you use in your design. And what we can now do is import the CSV file that we exported from our design and put it on the desktop. And I'm asked the question, do you want to clear all the tags? And I'll say yes, and the application runs, and it's telling me that the CSV file had 13 entries of species used in the design, but only 10 were tagged. So I need to go back and add some extra entries to my plant database file. So 10 of them will be tagged, and let me say OK. It's just a warning. So I can now say next tag, so I can work through the design. These are all the species that were in the design that were tagged by that process. So the next step is now to print that list, because I want to consolidate them all and put them into a data file so that I can give it to the client. Now, the print process is simple. It's file and print, and we want to select all tagged entries. I don't want the URL printed on my list because I prefer to take the photographs myself and put them directly into the database rather than relying on a URL. So we'll say no, and I would normally print to a PDF writer. So I'm going to print all of these records, the 10 records, put them into a PDF file, and that's what I can send to the client at the end of the job. Well, here is the result. We have a single PDF file, and each page contains one species information, includes the photograph and the description of the species. So as we scroll through, we get page after page giving all the information that we want to pass on to the client about the species that we've used in this particular design. It is worth experimenting with paper size and orientation. I often load A5 size paper and print in landscape form straight to my colour printer, and here's an example of a PDF file from that same set, and we can just scroll down through here and it fills the paper rather nicely, working through those species. So I hope you like the relationship and the way that gCADPlus can work with SppDb.